hope Donald Trump doesn't expect this every time because 10-10 is impossible. It's just we say it's
Yeah,
10-10,
I don't
and
know
we can't.
how in the world we could do this again. I
I know
mean,
how. We'll impose tariffs on our computers.
well, yeah, we'll see what happens. Good morning, Michael Knight, down there in Pasadena, California. How are you?
Boy, it's morning for me. I'll tell you the story of election or inauguration day. Kristen woke up at 7. She wanted to see the whole thing, and I just couldn't bear to do it. So I rolled over and fell back to sleep with the kiddies in a sunbeam. And the kiddies will always tell you where the best place to sleep this time of day is because they'll find a sunbeam and get themselves right in it. Well, I joined them, and I just woke up like 5 minutes ago. I made coffee for everybody and sat down, and I joined you. So that I was trying to miss the whole show, but I did. Unfortunately, pass by the television set where the ghost of Fiorello LaGuardia was singing the national anthem, and I thought, Fiorello, it's been so long. You're supposed to be reading the funny papers, but he couldn't hear me because he was using his voice as a blast furnace to take the paint off the Biden's presidential limousine.
Yeah,
Or so it seemed. Was he singing, or was that some effort
I don't know,
to?
Michael. I have not watched 1 second of it. I got up this morning and watched a documentary on Thomas Jefferson, and I will film it. I'm going to spend the day with my daughter. We're going to go out. We're going to have a lovely breakfast after we. Well, I hope it'll be a lovely breakfast. I've learned never to predict these things before they happen. But we're going to have breakfast, and then we're going to go take a leisurely ride in the country, and not listen to any of it all. I'll read. I'll consume what I want after after it's all over, because then I can pick and choose what I want to look at. I don't want to hear. Listen. It's a rerun. I've seen it before, and they didn't change the script. The script is the same. It's the same verse.
They pretended they changed the script, but it's the same.
No, they didn't. No, that's the thing, Michael. They didn't even pretend. They didn't even pretend that they changed the script. What you see there is what you got and are going to get from the 4 years previous to Joe Biden. So I know I know it all. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. The only possibility is that it can get worse, because we're not going to wake up tomorrow morning and President Slapdick, which I can actually, that's my first official time using that under the new
Under, under
presidency.
the,
The only benefit
under,
to his presidency is for me is that I get my number back,
he
because
wants
now
to, he
he's
want,
47 instead of 45.
he wants to be called a he wants it to be called the regime, if you don't mind.
Well, I really don't care what he wants. I don't. I'm a lawful American, so I abide by the laws that are there, and if I don't like them, I leave the country. So I will abide by the laws. But as far as respecting him as the president, I'm sorry, I can't do it. He hasn't done anything
To earn your respect.
in his first 4 years to uh, to earn respect, to earn me looking at him. And I know people will say, I'm sure, lots of people go, well, he doesn't have to earn your respect. He's the president. All these people voted for him, and that's great.
Except,
But when it
except it's
comes
not
to
a
dismantling,
little, a little, a little short
completing
of being
the
great.
dismantling of this country that he started in 2016, uh, it's just going to be it's going to be horrific to watch.
No matter what you do, no matter how you reason with a dung beetle, it still gets together the shit on the desert and rolls it into a ball and rolls it around all day. You can't do it any other way. He has to roll the shit, and that's the way with Donald Trump. I'm wondering, however, he looks kind of old to me today. I'm wondering if he's going to make 4 years.
Well, but that's the thing. If he doesn't, then you get the other dipshit.
He'll disappear. He'll disappear.
Well, he's not going to disappear for the next 4 years.
And Leon will take over.
You know, so America is stuck with these two for the next 4 years, and who knows? who knows what can happen between now and then? They have a pretty clear path. Um, maybe not so much in the House of Representatives, but they've got the Supreme Court, they've got the presidency, they've got the presidency, they've got the Senate. And
Yes.
again, go look in the mirror. That's who you got to blame. Got to blame,
Unfortunately,
TikTok and Tube and
TikTok, Tesla, and Tippecanoe.
yeah, the
TikTok, Tesla, and
oligarchs.
Tippecanoe.
You got the oligarch. I mean, we have we used to laugh at the Russians. Oh, they had oligarchs. They live separate from the people, and they live in this area and this, that, the other thing. They have these big ships and this and that, the other thing. Well, you have the oligarchs here now.
Yeah, but the Russian oligarchs can't charm a room full of millionaires the way that Mark Zuckerberg can't. He's a
I don't know. I've never
spellbinder.
sat in a room with them, and I'm not a millionaire, so I don't know. But um, listen, he can because he has money, and money seeks money, and they continue to want to make it as difficult as possible for the average person to make a living in this country, to survive,
Not of his
while they
control.
run around in limousines and with with gilded. I mean, we're really coming into another gilded age. Is what's happening here in front of our eyes.
Taking a tin car and gilding it,
It's it
or,
it's
or a tin horn. I like the tin horn.
yeah, it's that. A lot of people are gonna die in this, whether it be by their own hand, whether it be by neglect from a government that should be taking care of its own old people.
Republicans have a plan about that, Vinny. It's called "Bring Your Bodies Out to the Sidewalk."
Yeah.
We can't come in and get them. Bring them out to the sidewalk, please. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
So I don't. Yeah. I just don't see any reason for optimism.
Well, where are you going on your drive?
Uh,
What
which
beautiful, what
I don't
beautiful,
know. I don't
what,
know
what,
to that. What,
what
yet.
beautiful part of Washington State will you be viewing with your daughter?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we're going. I know we're.
Going
I
to
think
watch
we're
Stucktown?
making a stop at the Nordstrom Rack, which is always a fun trip.
Oh yeah.
And actually, I kind of feel like, hey, like heading east, going out to Clay Ellum or something like that. I was kind of, but I've also been tinkering with the idea of this morning, once we get done getting in the car and heading up to White Rock, Canada, which,
It could be land office territory up there.
well, yeah, which except that it already is. The housing prices, if you think housing prices are crazy here, go to Vancouver and see what they're getting for a closet size condo. It's ridiculous.
Escapism.
Well, no, I think it's just well, it is escapism, but not from here, from Hong Kong and from China and from before 1999 when Hong Kong was repatriated to China. Um, Apartments, houses, condos, etc., were fairly reasonable. But once Canada became a country that you could buy your way into, if you basically had a promise that you'd open up a business or somehow be financially advantageous to the Canadians, which I thought was a smart move. All these people started coming up with $1 million, $2 million a piece.
If it's good for you and you got the cash, it's good for us.
We'll let you in. Come on in. So, and what it did is it drove the housing prices, all the prices, but the housing prices in particular, up like crazy, and changed Vancouver into not just a modern city, but a city of rich people.
So it's called Van Kong or Hong Van
Well,
Vancouver.
I think for a while they were calling it Vancouver. Um, but again, it had because money won the day. But at least they had the sense of saying, if you want to come here, you got to pay the freight.
You got to find that lily and gild it.
We're
The
not
Gilded
going
Age
to
returns.
we're not going to bring you in so you can take part in our health care and take part in our trade system and take part in all these different things that we have
Our
up here
doctors will
in
take
Canada.
cash.
And that's it. That's all. What now? What you have is you have a bunch of Canadians who can't afford a house, just like you have here in the United States. And the money up there is it all doesn't feel real up there. They're not doing too well. If Trump made them a reasonable offer on Canada, you better be
51st
careful.
state.
Careful, just take it.
But you can't call it British Columbia. It's going to have to be American Columbia.
Yeah, well, you'd have some naming problems in some places. But you'd
And it's
also get
part
the
of the.
Canadian Football League, which I think is great. Um,
Don't they have two teams with the same name?
I don't know if they do anymore. I think they may have changed that. They
The Rough
did for
Riders playing
a
the
long
Rough
time. They
Riders.
had the was it the Calgary Rough Riders and some other they had two teams named the Rough Riders.
What are the
So
chances? I'm sorry,
go figure. But I would, I've long advocated that we
somebody
buy
could be
Canada.
somebody
I
could be
mean, how
the
many people
Alberta
are in
Jets.
Canada? 30 million. Give them each $1 million, and they can keep their property.
Can they stay? Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, they can stay, and then they're the new states, or you can make it all one state. That freezing cold ass place up there.
What about this business of the psychographic of California, Oregon, Washington? Would American Columbia be a liberal or a conservative area?
Us, yeah,
Or
what do they call it?
Vancouver?
Columbia or Pacifica, or there's several names for it. Weren't we uh, weren't we told many years ago that the Mexicans also were going to try to retake California at some point? That it rightfully belonged to them, and
I think it belonged to
they were
them a
going to
couple
claim it and
times.
take it.
The
I
same,
don't,
same same can be said of Texas. Let them try Texas first.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. Well, Texas always is making noise about seceding from the union.
Make a deal with the
Every
cartel.
election,
They'll have the Texas
there's
Rangers
some
and
kind
and the
of
Mexican cartels working together.
yeah, there's some kind of babble about Texas. I mean, for my money, Texas can go too.
Oh, Babel. We got plenty of Babel. There's 4 years of Babel coming if they can pull it off.
We got babble in the place. What? Like
We cornered the
either
market
go to
on
my favorite
Babel.
barbecue place.
If you
Yeah,
need Babel and you don't know where to get it, and you just turn on the tube, there's the Babel.
yeah. That'll break my heart. So now, have you been watching the, the annoying stuff?
No,
Yeah.
not a bit.
See, I can't do it, and it sucks because I love this stuff. I mean, inauguration days gone by, I would sit park myself in front of the television, sit and watch the whole thing, soup to nuts. I loved it.
They started with the nuts this time, and they introduced the nuts periodically. You don't get any soup. You think it's coming. They say it's coming. They promise you soup, but you get more nuts.
Yeah, the whole. I mean, the whole freaking family is corrupt and dishonest
And alive, and there they are, standing
and
right
they're
on
in
the
the
table.
driver's seat again. And we're stuck with them for 4 years.
I don't know. The driver's seat is a good analogy because nobody in that group can drive. Nobody can get you from point A to point B. They say we're going to point A, tomorrow we'll be at point B, but they never seem to get there because of their incompetence and their idiocy.
Well, I don't know that that the same incompetence is there this time.
No, it's a different, more highly refined incompetence.
Yeah, I don't know that they're as incompetent as people want to think they are. As a matter of fact, it seems to me right now that the Democrats are the much more incompetent ones.
Well, Joe's got to take a nap.
Well, that again, when we can go back and point fingers and this went bad and that went bad and this didn't happen, that didn't happen. The bottom line is that the Democrats better come up with a plan that shows that the average working person in this country has a shot, has some kind of hope.
The great thing about the Republicans is they can tell you that it's going to be great. And they're somehow easier to believe than the Democrats. Like, well, hold on, you're a Democrat. Tell me exactly how. Well, it's going to be great. Now, you're a Republican. Don't tell me how. Just tell me it's going to be great. Well, it's going to be great. I'm telling you, you've seen great. It's going to be like that. It's going to be just like great.
Yeah, unfortunately,
You've seen great. You know how wonderful great is. That's the way it's going to be.
yeah, unfortunately, I mean, great to me is when people help each other. Great. I mean, I guess maybe we ought to start by defining what exactly is great.
No, it's not going to be that, man. Ain't going to be that.
What what exactly is
It's going to be
great? Is
a city of people that look like Kid Rock with automatic weapons. That's going to be the greatness.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, people, the first time that Trump was elected, I almost had the attitude of, well, give him a chance. Maybe he'll grow into it. Maybe he'll, knowing full well in my heart
Donnie from
that he
Queens.
was that I was spieling a load of bullshit. He's not going to grow into it. He's not going to make it better. Again, just like his policies, just like everything, nobody can define what great is. What does an America that has been made great again look like?
That's just their spiel. That's the play.
What does it look like? What am I looking for to tell me when will I know that America is great again?
Well, if the SpaceX rockets start blowing up, that would be a good step forward.
Well,
But
well,
don't count on that. Can we
no,
get
but
our
I guess
astronauts back from space? We can send them. Can we get them back?
I,
That
I
would be
mean that, I
great.
mean that's one of the things. I mean, I grew up, as did you, in an age where we looked at those space launches, those rocket launches, as something of pride. Something. I mean, those astronauts were heroes. The people that worked on those space launches, mission control. I mean, we were interested. We knew who they were. We knew who Chris Kraft was. Most kids in the school I went to We knew who the original 7 astronauts were from Mercury, and who the Gemini team were, and
Oh, shut up.
the Apollos.
And you know that the ignition comes at 0 minus 3. The ignition always starts at 3.
Yeah, yeah,
It takes off
exactly.
at 1, but it ignites at 3.
And there was still some of us who got a thrill when we saw that we now have something that can catch a rock in space as it comes back from space.
The rocket lands.
I mean, that's the thing. In this huge universe, we have created a system that could catch coming back from space, but yet we can't feed the homeless. We can't figure out how to do something to get roofs over their heads.
Well, we just think that they're all from Nicaragua. We don't owe them anything.
Yeah, it's so anyway. I don't know, Mikey. What do you what when you look at this whole thing and what makes America great to you? When are you going to know that America is great again?
Surviving is a good indication of our greatness. Not everybody gets to survive for very long. We're coming up on 250 years, which is nothing in history, but it's a test of our ability to stay together and survive for those years. And it'll be a challenge to all Americans to be part of that survival. Some will be willing to go with the dark side. So to survive, we have to pursue our better angels. There's no choice, none. There'll be a
You
false
know,
choice, like Trump today apparently said the California wildfires wouldn't have happened if he had been president. If he'd been in charge, it just wouldn't have happened. He had no explanation of how he would stop it or why he would stop it or why there's no forest fires or brush fires under his presidency.
that's
No,
the worst part of it,
no
Michael.
logic whatsoever. Just that wouldn't have happened. That's one thing that wouldn't have happened. That's a Biden fire. I didn't have anything to do with it.
That's kind of the worst thing of it all is that we're going to have to listen to that kind of bullshit for 4 years.
Well, I'm going to take a page out of your performance for today and not listen to much of it right now. That's my plan.
We're,
If he
we're,
gets if he
we're going
gets
to
in
have
trouble, if he
to
gets in trouble, I will follow his last breath. But if he's cruising for 4 years, I'm just going to have to opt out somehow.
yeah.
I won't
It's
be
just,
part of the opposition. I'll be part of the resistance.
there's a great line in the song "I Gotta Be Me" by Sammy Davis Jr. that he sings it. I don't know who wrote it. I forget who wrote it. Uh,
Anthony Newley.
did he write
And
that?
Anthony Newley and Briscoe.
Yeah. Anyway, the line is simple. It goes, "I want to live, not merely survive, and I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I gotta be me." It's and I
The lyricist was Walter Marks, and he wrote both music and lyrics. Walter Marks.
Walter Marks.
I've gotta be me.
It's a great song. It's a great song. It was. I think
And
the
it's just more
Candy
and it's
Man.
more closely associated with Sammy Davis Jr. than any other singer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He that was his. That and the Candy Man. Were two songs that were just absolutely his. I mean, also a great karaoke song. Absolutely, one of the. I would put it in my top 10 karaoke songs of all time.
Oh God, I couldn't. I wouldn't choose that one. Only because it takes a big voice to get there, and you're never going to get there.
You know what? Before my throat operations, I used to be able to get there.
You had your Italian tenor.
I killed that thing one night. I went to an event down in San Diego, and they had this band. You know, it's karaoke, but they're a band. So you actually sing in front of a live band,
Whoa.
and it's really cool. I mean, it was a great concept. I don't know how much they charge for it to come and do it in a place, but man, oh man, I mean, it was because you get all the excitement of standing up there and singing in front of a band. And I did songs that night that I just I don't know that I ever sang them any better. This was just before. This was the April, I think, or March before I had my medical stuff going on. And um, I Gotta Be Me, and I did Dock of the Bay, and I killed both of them. I wish there was a tape of these things around because it was just the best I had ever done at karaoke. Uh, One, because I'm intimately familiar with both songs, and two, I was just I don't know, maybe I had a vision that
You were streaming with the stars.
it might yeah it might be might be my last time getting up there doing karaoke. It turns out that it was with my old voice, but yeah, that I Gotta Be Me, man. When it builds up, oh man, it's a great song to sing. And not everybody can, you know, like most songs, not everybody can sing it, but it there's just something so powerful about it.
It's a
You know,
statement.
really was a great experience, and you know, there was a tape of it floating around. Somebody taped it and put it on the internet, as people want to do with these of things, but I have
I've heard
never run
about that.
across the tape or the video of it. Um, Even though I have Googled it. So that's yeah, that was a great song. It's a great karaoke song. I just I'd love to I'd
Well,
love to have
we thank Walter Marks for writing it. Thank you, Walter.
thank you, Walt. And thank you, Sammy, for singing it and making it again, I don't know if it was his only. No. I think Candyman was his only but one. Oh, and you know what? Thanks to Rick Sklar
He played it.
for putting it on the playlist at WABC.
Wow.
That's a song that would never make it on to that
During the when guys like Ferranti and Teicher could get on the top 40.
yeah. I mean, that's what people forget about that era of radio is it was accessible. You look at the top few lists, um, or the chart
There's
lists.
crossover artists like Jack Jones, like
Yeah,
Dean Martin,
yeah. You mixed in, um, you know, that classic stuff with
stuff that
rock and roll.
should have been played on WNEW AM.
You know, I want to see if just for the heck of it, WABC.
I should have stayed in that sunbeam with the kitty cats. It was getting too warm.
It's getting too warm down there. We don't have that problem up there. It's freezing. It was in the high 20s last night.
Today will be in the 60s, I think, if I'm lucky.
Oh man. What's
Yeah, high of 66. It's 60 degrees, high of 66. But a sunbeam is a different thing. It's a concentration of light that the cats understand that I don't. Somehow they renew their energy by sleeping in the sunbeam. But for me, it just got too hot. That's when I walked in and Fiorella LaGuardia's ghost was singing the national anthem.
now? Okay, all right. So you know what? Maybe I picked the best list here, but the top 25. This is the Music Radio WABC Top 100 of 1964. Anybody want to guess what the number one song of 1964 was according to WABC Radio?
Green Beret.
I was 67 actually. I'll give you a hint. It wasn't the Beatles. The Beatles had 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5. They had 4 out of the top 10, the Beatles. Number one hit in 1964 on WABC was Hello, Dolly. Louis Armstrong.
Holy moly.
Now, this is, again, the nation's number one
music radio station.
Let's see. Let's go down a little bit more. Number 9.
Number 9.
Everybody Loves Somebody, Dean Martin.
On Reprise Records.
Yes. The Beatles had I Wanna Hold Your Hand, Love You, 2 and 3. Where Did Our Love Go? Supremes. Let's see. Just going down the list here to show you the mixture. Al Hurt with Java is on the list.
Instrumental besides.
The Kingsmen, Lenny Welch, the New Beats, Robert Goulet.
What's the song for Goulet? Something from
Amore, scusami di questo amore. I love you. Barbara Streisand with People is in there at 43. The Ray Charles Singers.
Which is not Ray Charles.
Which is not that Ray Charles. It's a different Ray Charles. I remember seeing them on a show and asking my father, I thought Ray Charles was black.
It ain't that Ray Charles, kid.
Cracking, just under the top 50 at 54. Ringo by Lorne Green.
A talking song.
Not to be confused with Big John. Big John. By Dominique by the Singing Nun is in there at 56.
Good grief.
Was
the Singing Nun at the coronation today? I mean, the enchilada.
I think we're all right with the coronation.
There was a singing nun. Was there a dancing nun and a flouncing nun and an eating nun?
Yes.
I'll take the eating nun.
This is a great sampling of songs. Got Getson Gilberto in there with Girl from Ipanema, which was just boy, you talk about a sexy song. I was 10 years old and I knew it was
you knew something
Jack
was up.
Jones with Wives and Lovers. Yeah, great list. I mean, again, but the diversity, the different songs that they stuck into the rotation that you heard.
So what year was Exodus by Franti and Tusher? It must have been before this.
I think that was
62?
62, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that was 62. But it's always to me. I mean, at least, I mean, I'm not, I have a weird idea of what fun is sometimes. But it's fun to go back and look at um these songs and these lists and see what was in and what was out and what you
I'd like to
remember.
hear how Dan Ingram introduced the singing nun every day that he played it.
Well,
Everybody laughed
I
at him.
could actually probably. Well, I don't know if I could find that one, but this, I often go and listen to Treasure Trove. I mean, it's something cool, Michael, about driving down wherever I'm driving and having a 1965 air tape of cousin Brucey screaming out the window.
Hey, cousins.
Hiya, cousins. Hiya, cousins. That's crazy.
Apparently, Cousin Bruce is going to be syndicated now.
Crazy.
If they're
Cousin
syndicating the Real
Daisy.
Dot of Steel, they're going to syndicate Cousin Brucey now, too.
So, Mikey, where do we go from here?
But when you're this far down, there's only one way to go. Well, there's two. There's up and there's out. Some people will choose out, but I'm going to choose up.
Yeah. I mean, and I struggled with this, and I've talked to friends about it. I mean, do you just? I mean, you said before, how will you know America is great if we survive it? I want to do more than survive, which I think is what got us on the whole "I got to be me" thing. Um, don't you want it for our last years? I mean, we wouldn't if we wanted to just survive. We wouldn't be sitting here doing this.
No, we wouldn't.
There's got to be there's got to be more. There's got to be a I don't know. The greatness of America. Where does it come from? How do I
Well, it
know that
depends. It
America?
depends what challenges we face. That's how we always measure our greatness, by meeting challenges. Right now, our challenge is to survive 4 years. And from the beginning, looking 4 years into the future, it doesn't look that appealing, not that promising. But it might be indeed it's exactly what we need as a country. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why. I've got no details. But it occurs to me that this is something that we have to survive in order to retain our greatness.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can. I'm hoping that we can. I hope that I mean, if I have any message for inauguration day, I guess it's create your greatness where you stand.
You know what they always do in World War II movies? One kid's from Brooklyn, one kid's from the South, one kid's from Chicago, one kid's from Wyoming, and they all get together and they work beautifully together. And one of them gets killed, and two of them gets killed, but two live, and they're the ones that you count on. Well, that's a movie, but that's basically what we're asking of ourselves: that the disparate parts work together under pressure to survive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we got to do. And running away isn't the answer. I mean, I think to myself sometimes, well, if I went to Italy, I probably could survive on Social Security and pension, and it wouldn't be a rich existence, but it would be a more meaningful one.
Yeah, that's possible.
You know, um, but then I'm all the way over in Italy. By myself.
Well, you're always somewhere. Every time you look around, there you are.
It's kind of crazy. By the way, our friends Peter is checked in. It's a great day today. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, for some people today, it's a great day. My friend Keith is at the inauguration. I mean, he paid his money to go and sit at the inauguration.
Did he get a Bible with a costume jewelry cover?
I don't know. I'll have to see what he. Well, he didn't get a goodie bag because he's not part of anything
He's
except
not.
citizenry.
He's not
So
an oligarch.
he's not an oligarch. So Chance already got. He's going to buy a little souvenir with the button. Says I was there.
I was here.
And my friend Jeff has checked in also. Hi, Jeff. He's explicitly said he won't watch. He will not watch it. See, that's the great thing about having friends on both ends of the spectrum.
It doesn't comfort you to watch it. There's no comfort to be had.
Well, yeah. Well, Mikey, that's the thing is. I mean, I'm a person that always watched these things from. I mean, I remember watching, Johnson. I mean, I much more don't remember Kennedy's inauguration. I mean, I've seen tapes of it and everything, and I remember the news and stuff like that. But I didn't. But I've been watching these things religiously for a lot of years. I mean, this is to me, this day is the culmination of everything they believe in, everything that this country stands for, this peaceful transition of power that goes on, where you don't have,
With every president except Trump.
yeah, you don't have people storming out. You don't have people storming the Capitol. You don't have, uh, the insanity and the disorder that comes with transfers of power in many countries. You don't even have in Canada, you don't want to be the president anymore. So the government, the parliament, the body tells you we don't believe in you anymore, and then they call an election. And in 6 weeks, you got to get somebody new.
No confidence. No confidence.
And we don't even have that.
No, we don't have that.
It's who can hoodwink us the best in 2 months.
I don't know if Joe Biden would have survived the confidence vote.
No, I think, and I go back to this because it just pisses me off. I think Joe Biden did this country a great disservice when he didn't stick to his original plan, which was be a bridge, a transition.
Well,
Get somebody ready.
There was no one in readiness. There was no number two ready to go.
Well, they knew that they would have had a prime. In essence, they would have had a prime Biden. They had 4 years to get somebody ready.
If he can't walk or talk like a duck, then it isn't a duck, and he could not walk or talk like one.
It was. I don't know. And the person that they should have been getting ready, they tried to hide for 3 years.
Yeah. Well, that's politics.
So it was a really, really poorly executed plan.
Also, there's something to be said. If you're not an orator, you can't win. It's all based on speeches and images and imagery and the self-aggrandizement of being able to address the public, and he could never do that, ever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not only that, you just, again, should it have been Gavin Newsom? I mean, again, the idea that we were going to elect a black woman president in this country may have been a little too on the liberal side. Maybe we're not as as open-minded as we like to think we
Not
are.
quite as evolved as we said we were. Well, we're there.
Yeah,
We're there.
maybe that's the dipstick right there. Maybe that's the. And I don't know what the Democrats have in mind for the next 4 years,
Hakeem Jeffries.
but continually saying how bad Donald Trump is I don't think it's going to be a winning formula. I think you have to show people off that have answers, have solutions.
One of the features of the Republican administration is going to be feasting on each other. If they don't have a Democrat to eat, they'll always gladly eat one of their own. Mike Johnson, they're going to eat him. J.D. Vance, probably going to eat him. The senator from Kentucky, who is the Senate leader,
Oh, Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, they're going to eat him.
Well, yeah, he's on the way out anyway. I mean, he's not even a factor anymore. I mean, you got to look toward, who are the senators and
Rubio,
Congress
Marco.
people and so on and so forth are so involved in
but it's under
their
condition.
images.
It's a conditional response. They have to follow the goal, and it keeps changing. The bone in front of them on a stick keeps getting put further and further in front of them. They have to please the emperor, and that's going to cause some problems. There's going to be some revolution within the ranks.
Because it's going to perceive anybody who, but right now, I'm trying to get an idea of what do the Democrats do to ingratiate themselves to the people who decided that Trump was the answer.
Well, govern and lead when they can. And right now, one of the things that Trump proved in his first term is that he's unable to govern. Just can't do it. He's not able.
Yeah, well, they'll dance tonight. Did you? Now, I didn't see this, but I saw a report of it. I couldn't look at it. I would have been sick. But did you see that? I guess Slapdick got up and danced with the village people last night.
No.
To YMCA. Well, everybody laughed because it ain't going to be that funny for the next 4.
Young man. Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah.
Well, Vinnie, enjoy your drive. Say hello to Erin. Tell her happy Integration Day.
I will. We're spending it together like a good family.
I'll see you for a wacky Wednesday at we'll meet at the Nordstrom Rack. I'll be in the men's department.
I'll be looking at the shoes.
Thank you.
Any good Italian knows that you can get good Italian shoes at 75% off from Rack. All right, Mikey. I'll catch up with you on Wednesday if the Lord's willing. The creek don't rise, pal. Have a good rest of the day. Stay away from that TV, man. Turn that thing off. Don't look at that stuff.
Good advice. I shall take it.
It's all porn.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, love, and Manischewitz, baby.
What a wine.
Take care.
Manischewitz.
Bye-bye.